Welcome in, everyone. So glad you're joining us for a very special deep dive today.
Yeah, this one is, it's pretty close to home for us.
It really is. I mean, as Kay's dedicated behind-the-scenes team, we are incredibly proud today because our mission is to explore the actual source material behind her hugely successful narrative podcast, Diary of Clichés, and, her hit best-selling memoir about life choices and potholes.
Which is just doing phenomenally well, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. And we've got a really fascinating stack of sources to go through with you today. We're looking at excerpts from Kay's book, some of her Substack posts, and we're also weaving in several articles that highlight the ongoing trending debate about U.S. immigration rules.
Right. Because the goal of this deep dive, the mission really, is to explore what happens when your carefully laid life plans just completely collapse. We're looking at how a pothole in life isn't just a minor setback. It's a profound reroute.
Exactly. So I want to ask you, the listener, directly. Have you ever felt like you were just, driving smoothly along the highway of life only to hit a crater so deep it completely swallowed your entire identity?
It's terrifying, Paul.
It really is. And we're starting right at the inciting incident of Kay's journey, which is the moment that smooth road just totally gave way.
The very first major pothole.
Yeah, because Kay had been living in the U.S. for 20 years, 2 decades. She built this highly successful career as a software engineer in San Francisco, and then her entire life was just upended by a single corporate email that started with, "We regret to inform you."
The dreaded tech layoff email.
Right. Okay, let's unpack this. Because it's like playing a really complex video game for 2 decades, right?
Yeah.
You're leveling up, you're building this massive fortress, and then suddenly someone just walks by and unplugs the console.
That's a painfully accurate way to put it, actually.
I mean, shouldn't 20 years of paying taxes, buying a house, building a community, shouldn't that count for something? How could it all just vanish overnight?
Well, according to the sources covering the broader immigration debate, this is actually a systemic issue that impacts hundreds of thousands of highly skilled professionals.
Hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, the Department of Homeland Security data in these articles shows exactly that, because the H1B visa system ties your legal presence directly to your employer. So when you lose your job, you trigger this terrifying 60-day countdown.
Wait, just 60 days?
Exactly 60 days. You have 2 months to find a brand new corporate sponsor, or you face forced departure.
Oh my gosh.
And what's fascinating here is how these sources discuss immigration rules, not just as, bureaucratic paperwork, but as literal life policy.
Life policy, wow.
Yeah, they highlight the intense psychological toll of this constant background anxiety. You spend decades contributing, but a single government stamp can invalidate all of it, basically reducing human beings to temporary guests.
Temporary guests after 20 years. That is, because her right to stay was entirely tethered to her employment, losing that job didn't just mean losing a paycheck.
Yeah. No, it triggered a total identity collapse.
Exactly. Because her tech job was her badge of honor. That's what she calls it in the book. It was the thing that justified the overpriced San Francisco rent and the sleepless nights debugging code.
Right.
And suddenly she's just thrust into this ominous void of free time.
Which brings up a really funny but kind of painful conflict from the book.
Oh, the generational clash.
Yes. Yeah, when she returns to her family and has to face her father.
This part is so relatable because her dad is this old school mechanical engineer. So he looks at her 2 decades of high-level software engineering and just dismisses it as digital nonsense.
He literally says she should be a real engineer building tangible things.
Like bridges or dams.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to explain cloud-based data pipelines to someone who only respects concrete. She has this hilarious, exasperated quote in the book where she just goes, "There is no damn dad."
That quote. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this external invalidation from her own father really compounds her internal crisis.
Oh, for sure.
It forces her into this brutally honest exploration of her identity, what they call the messy middle of reinvention.
Which is very messy, because she goes from, applying at Google to seriously considering selling holistic herbs on Amazon.
Oh, and the vegetable cart.
Yes. She almost becomes a street vegetable vendor just so she can have a tangible product to show her dad.
It's just wild. But, before she can even figure that out, she eventually finds her true lifeline in writing.
Yeah, writing becomes her anchor. But with her American life unplugged and the clock running out, she takes a one-way flight back to Mumbai.
And returning home brings its own architecture of displacement, as the sociological sources point out.
Yeah, the space between worlds. She experiences this intense reverse culture shock. After 20 years away, she feels like a foreigner in the country that's literally on her passport.
It's an agonizing limbo.
To American for India, to Indian for America. I mean, even her wardrobe gets culture shock.
Yeah.
She has to trade all her distressed San Francisco denim for these practical kurtas just to function.
And it's not just a metaphorical displacement either.
Right, the childhood home.
Exactly. The articles on urban change highlight this kind of literal displacement. Her childhood home, her repository of all these memories, is undergoing redevelopment.
Which means it's basically been reduced to scaffolding and dust.
Yeah, forcing her parents into this sterile, temporary rental.
And oh my goodness, the rental market. I mean, the book is so funny, but so stressful here. Listeners, you have to meet Mrs. D.
The landlord from hell.
Truly, the psychological warfare of renting from this woman. She treats Kay's family like they're untrustworthy babysitters in her precious apartment.
Doing surprise inspections with prospective buyers?
While they're just trying to live. And she blames them for water stains on an outdoor balcony during a monsoon.
It's completely irrational.
She threatens eviction over a few fallen rice grains. So I have to ask, how does someone maintain their sanity when their sanctuary is treated as a borrowed space dictated by someone else's petty whims?
Well, they barely do. The sources point out that this profound lack of dignity is exactly what pushes Kay's family to their absolute breaking point.
Which leads to my favorite image in the book.
Her father's post-op Olympic sprinting.
Yes. The man just had surgery, and he's sprinting around Mumbai to buy their own home just so they can escape Mrs. D.
It's a desperate grab for autonomy, for sure.
Now, the reason Kay's book is resonating so deeply with readers is that she balances all this heavy, systemic displacement with just incredible, chaotic humor.
Right, she doesn't just wallow in the tragedy of it all.
Exactly. And we cannot talk about chaos without talking about the dog.
Oh, Sauli.
Sauli. Kay's beautiful, incredibly dramatic Belgian Malinois rescue who has severe abandonment issues.
The logistics of flying a dog internationally are already a nightmare, but Sauli takes it to another level.
Oh, she makes it a terror campaign. She eats an entire sourdough loaf. She chews straight through Taylor's screen door, Taylor being the friend watching her. And Taylor has an actual emotional breakdown.
To the point where Loretta has to step in to save Taylor from completely losing her mind.
Just to give her a weekend of peace. And then Sauli manages to get this dramatic leg injury during a layover in Munich. It's just nonstop.
It's a physical manifestation of all the anxiety.
Totally. Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting.
The romantic chaos.
The pinnacle of the book's romantic chaos.
Yeah.
Kay goes to her cousin's big Indian wedding, which, naturally, gets invaded by a monkey mafia stealing desserts.
Because of course it does.
And then it gets totally drenched by a monsoon downpour. So Kay runs to a chai stall to get out of the rain. And who does she run into?
Her ex.
Fees. Yes. Just standing there. And this brings up the concept of breadcrumbing, which she explains so perfectly.
Right.
I mean, if love is a full-course meal, breadcrumbing is the emotional equivalent of surviving on stale croutons.
That is such a vivid analogy.
Right, he just gives her these tiny, confusing scraps of attention.
But this raises an important question, especially when we look at the whole scope of her journey.
What's that?
How do all these chaotic moments, the bad dates, the visa crises, the uncooperative dogs, how do they actually facilitate healing?
That is the big question, yeah.
Because the book's ultimate success, and what the psychological sources back up, is that these potholes force a quiet recalibration of your values.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. It strips away the illusions, the corporate titles, the toxic situationships. When all of that is gone, you are finally forced to figure out what really matters.
You stop accepting the stale croutons.
Exactly. You realize you deserve the full meal.
Wow. So to recap this incredible arc we've been on, distilling all these takeaways from the sources,
Yeah.
Kay's journey basically proves that life is just not a linear corporate ladder.
No, not at all.
It's this bumpy, pothole-ridden road trip. You might lose your visa. You might get yelled at by a landlady over rice grains, and you might have your heart broken by an ex at a monkey-infested wedding.
A very specific but very real set of problems.
What if you still end up exactly where you need to be?
Because ultimately, the final synthesis here is about redefining home. Home is not a geographical location. It's not a childhood house, and it's definitely not a government-issued visa stamp.
Definitely not.
It is the slow, patient work of belonging to yourself. It's found in the quiet moments of shared meals and unconditional love.
Yeah, even if that love comes from a dog who destroys screen doors.
Exactly.
I love that. So I want to leave you, the listener, with a final thought to just mull over today. If everything you use to define yourself right now, your job title, your city, your daily routine, if all of that was stripped away by a single email tomorrow, who is the person left standing in the rubble?
That's a heavy question.
Because whoever that is, that's your true home. Thanks for diving deep with us today.